Hey there, I'm John Zimmerman with Upper Creek Angler, and today we're working through Steve Skuce's great book, Grayling Flies. Today we're going to be tying a fly that I introduced Steve to called the Squirmy Wormy. I learned the fly from one of the United States best fly tyers, Dave Heiss, who invented it a number of years ago. And I knew Steve and I were going to be great fishing friends when he didn't out of hand reject this fly on a fishing trip when we were on a relatively treasured piece of UK water. So I learned really quickly that Steve was interested in catching fish, and this is a fly that catches fish. So let's get to tying this. A fly that has been banned in a number of places. There's an entire country who has banned its use. There are a number of fishing clubs across the United States that have banned its use. Why do they ban it? Because it works. So we're going to be tying this in kind of earthworm brown, specifically because I need a few additional of these in my boxes. So we're going to tie it in that color. One of the things that you'll want to do is to wrap the material in with a soft loop so that you don't cut it, because it could and does, if you wrap too hard over it, cut right through. Then we'll just use the rotary function of the vise. If you don't have a rotary function in vise, then just spin it with your hand. Come up to the top, make one loop in behind, several loops in front, and then just snip off to a length about even with the tail. And this fly is done except for tying in a whip finish. This is a fly that you do not want to use head cement on. The rubber material will break down if you get an adhesive on it. So just tie in a couple turn whip finish, and it'll be done. One of the things that you'll find with this bug is you will get some short strikes on it. So if that's a problem for you, and you're realizing that you're on the river and getting lots of short eats, grabs at either the head or the tail, then just take a pair of serrated hemostats and clip some of them off, or clip the whole tail end of one off, either the front or the back. I'm going to show you a competition style version of this fly. I've started using it more and more just because it saves me a little bit of time. It saves me a lot on materials, so I can get more flies out of the same piece of material, which is always a positive. The difference in the competition version of this is that it's tied on a jig hook, and the tail is only going to come off of one end. That's where the material savings comes in. So we'll use the same process to a soft loop to roll it up to the top of the hook. Make sure it's really snug in there. Advance the thread right back to the top, and we'll use the rotary function here just to advance the material up to the top too. Reach in and grab that upper material, make a couple of passes. Now if you pull this really close, you could actually get a short-tailed one of these out of that little piece of material left. It doesn't take much of the material at all to form the body. This material comes in a wide array of colors these days, all the way from clear to black to purple to lavender, just a whole plethora of colors. So I suggest tying them up in every single color possible, and vary up your bead colors and all of that. You can get away with a big hook on this. I like tying these in 8s even, definitely 10s, 12s, so that you get a big hook gap to hit fish when they come up and eat, especially given that it is a little bit sensitive to short strikes. So again, this is fly number 70, the Squirmy Wormy, from Steve Skuce's great book,